that a
What's
beef
poppin', Internet?
quesarito?
Welcome to another episode of the Synced Up Podcast, the show where we talk to you about news, games, and sandwich a little fun in between. You should work our levels while we're talking because we're kind of loud a little bit.
So, even on?
No, yeah, we're on. We're good to go. We're back. We're back because Mike had COVIDs.
I did.
He had COVID, so he had to take a week off from the pod. So sorry for there not being an episode last week. Oh, I'm one of your hosts, Timmy Dro. That's Mike, of course. Michael
The one
Clay.
that had COVID.
The one that had COVID. Again. By the way.
Twice.
That's twice that we've had to stop the pod because of your COVID.
I'm just saying, I know you haven't had it.
Nope.
But I'm undefeated. 2-0.
You're 2-0. Beat it 2-0.
It's not going to get me.
Yeah, not going to get you. Well, it's got you.
It got me.
But it ain't got you.
It said it wanted to fight.
Yeah.
I said, sit your ass down.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, yeah, so we missed last week on the movie pod and the video game pod. If you're worrying about the movie pod, tomorrow we'll be doing the movie pod, and we will be ranking and reviewing both Harry Potter movies. If you were in the Discord, you got to hear that. So we'll be ranking and reviewing Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets, and then that next week we'll be watching Prisoner of Azkaban going in. Dobby is giving Master a sock, as they say. Now the 100th episode extravaganza has of course been postponed. This is going to be episode 96, going in on episode 96. So in 1 month, I know we've said this multiple times. And
it's
been
pretty easy to count down.
2 separate delays that we've had to fuck this up. 4 weeks from now will be the 100th episode extravaganza. Write your stuff in. Get in those cool write-ins about weird, goofy shit that we can read and talk about and laugh and play games, all that kind of stuff on the 100th episode extravaganza. Post-show vibes the whole time. Speaking of that post-show, you can get access to that lovely post-show if you go over to patreon.com/syncedup. For $5, you get access to that post-show. Or if you don't want access to the post-show because $5 is a little much, but you still want to support us a little bit, you can also give us $1 and get access to that lovely Discord I talked about just a little while ago. New episodes of this. No. Why am I going to new episodes? Because also, you forget the second part.
What's the second part?
Because you also get other goodies that come from youtube.com/synceduppodcast and Patreon podcast services around the globe.
You are 2 weeks rusty.
I know. It's been a while. You're working out the kinks a little bit, trying to get back into the pod mode.
Is this the first pod of the new year? No.
No.
Okay.
New episodes of this show specifically go up in all those feeds Mondays, 7 a.m. Central Time Zone. Gang. You can also write into this pod to synceduppod@gmail.com or the reader mail submissions tab of the Discord with any questions, comments, or concerns or games, and we will read those on the show. You should also consider dropping a follow on Twitter @synceduppod to keep up to date with all of our content from across the big old board. Twitter. Tweets.
The handles.
The big tweets. Twitters.
What's my at?
What are our ads? I don't know. I can't see them.
The lower third.
They're not popping on the screen. Sheesh. There we go. That's for video people only. Video people only. So we got 2 weeks worth of news. 2 weeks. It's gonna be big old fat pod, eh?
Big fat pod.
Big old fat pod.
Fat pod.
So let's start her off strong with some PlayStation news.
PlayStation. There's a lot of it, I bet.
No, just 2 things.
There's a little bit.
PlayStation VR2 and PlayStation VR2 Sense controllers, the next generation of VR gaming to PS5. This is from the PlayStation blog, not the vlog, the blog. So it was a big blog. It was mostly corporate speak. Mm-hmm. I just took the specs part and copied and pasted the specs part over here. Visual fidelity. Mm-hmm. For a high-fidelity visual experience, PSVR2 offers 4K HDR and 110-degree field of view and foveated rendering. Jordan, I'm going to need a Google on foveated rendering.
What is F-O-V?
Eated. F-O-V eated. Is that field of view eated?
Rendering? Like it only renders what's in your field of view? Could you imagine? Okay.
Foveated rendering. Jordan's going to Google that. With an OLED display, he's eating Oreos. With an OLED display, players can expect a display resolution of 2000 times 2040 per eye and a smooth frame rate of 90 to 120 hertz.
That's pretty high.
That's really good.
I feel like 110-degree field of view, a little too low for me, though.
That's the regular human field of view, is it not?
No, what do you mean? You're telling me I can only see... No, okay.
Yeah,
imagine 90.
So yeah,
because you can't see 180.
If you go on a video game and you put your FOV all the way up, it's at 110.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah. So that's yeah.
Look up what real life
field of view. I got it.
Foveated rendering.
Foveated rendering. Is your mic on?
Yes. I just want you guys to know there's a lot of big words. Bear with me here. I have Oreo mouth.
Oh no.
Foveated rendering is a rendering technique which uses an eye tracker integrated with a virtual reality headset to reduce the rendering workload by greatly reducing the image quality in the peripheral vision outside the zone gazed by the fovea. A less sophisticated variant called fixed foveated rendering doesn't utilize eye tracking.
So it allows you to use eye tracking to be able to put higher fidelity in your games because you can. It's like the thing that
it just tells what you're looking at.
Yeah, so it's what you're looking at.
Yeah, so it does the thing that fucking Horizon Zero Dawn does, where in Horizon Zero Dawn, where you're looking, the stuff behind you stops loading.
Yeah.
On the camera. So it only loads the stuff that's in front of you. And a lot of games do that. But that's pretty crazy for just the eye tracking thing.
I'm more impressed by the wordage.
Foveated?
The vocab. Foveated. Because it's a FOV.
Pretty good. So the human FOV is roughly 135 degrees.
Okay, I was going to say,
but when you think about the stuff on the edges, how it's just blurry shit, not really there, makes sense. I mean.
Yeah. But I was going to say, I want you to think about 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Right? That's 90. 110's like that. You're telling me we only see that? Nah. It's more like
in terms of clear vision, I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah.
We only see 135. That's only 25 more degrees.
Yeah. 25 degrees
of blurry, so it doesn't matter. When you're in VR, you're locked
25,
in.
That's a whole extra 25.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, headset-based controller tracking. With inside-out tracking, PSVR2 tracks you and your controller through integrated cameras embedded in the VR headset. Your movements and the direction you look at are reflected in-game without the need for an external camera.
That should be the standard.
That's the Quest move.
Yep.
New sensory features. PSVR2 Sense technology combines eye tracking, headset feedback, 3D audio, and the innovative PSVR2 Sense controller to create an incredibly deep feeling of immersion. Headset feedback is a new sensory feature that amplifies the sensations of in-game actions from the player. It's created by a single built-in motor with vibrations that add an intelligent tactile element, bringing players closer to the gameplay experience. For example, gamers can feel a character's elevated pulse during tense moments, the rush of objects passing close to the character's head, or the thrust of a vehicle as the character speeds forward. Additionally, PS5's Tempest 3D audio tech makes sounds in the player's surroundings come alive, adding to this new level of immersion.
How far in do we go until somebody just dies of being too immersed?
I don't know.
Like actually being scared to death.
I don't know. But the vibrations in the headset, that's fucking wild.
That scares me.
I'm here for
being
it.
able to feel a heartbeat that's not mine.
That's cool, dude.
It's cool. But somebody's gonna die.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I think
I'm super because haptic feedback in this DualSense controller is pretty good. So to have haptic feedback in your controllers for the VR and the headset,
it's gonna be really good. I think we're getting there with VR. We're getting there.
I kind of want to get this PSVR2 no cap because I got the PS5.
I think you still wait one more gen.
Yeah, maybe. Eye tracking. See, if I want to get it with the eye tracking because eye tracking is nice. Put before your eyes on here, bro. Nice. With eye tracking, PSVR2 detects the motion of your eyes, so a simple look in a specific direction can create an additional input for the game character. This allows players to interact more intuitively in new and lifelike ways, allowing for a heightened emotional response and enhanced expression that provides a new level of realism in gaming. That's pretty good.
I think this is really cool. I think the reason I say wait is you got to wait for the developers to catch up.
Yeah, you got to wait for the games. Yeah. You got to wait for the games to come out.
I don't think there's any reason to get VR2 day one.
No, you got to wait for the games to come out. But as soon as some of these games start dropping, I think I might buy in.
Yeah. I think there's definitely almost enough for.
I didn't copy and paste it because I didn't look that hard. See if they drop the price point, Jordan. If you wouldn't mind looking up, see if they have a PSVR2 price point because I'm not sure if there was one. I didn't see it when I did a quick skim of the article.
$9,000.
If I had to guess, 500, 600.
Yeah, probably like 500.
Which is the same as the console, but with all the stuff that it's coming with, I mean, I guess that makes sense.
But you could you could just get a Quest.
You feel me?
Okay.
You don't?
That's fine.
No price point? They probably haven't revealed it. So anyway, that's PSVR 2. Wait. Is there rumors of a price point?
Rumors.
Price point rumors. I need these anti-reflective glasses.
Rumor has it it's going to be $9,000. Okay. What are you doing? What are you doing, Tim?
Look at me in the camera.
Yeah, what are you doing? He's such a...
Looks odd. All right, Jordan, what were you saying?
I can't
tell
if
speculation?
It's the Oreos or speculation.
Okay. No, okay.
I'm in suspense.
We're suspended.
All right, let's talk about the other PS news.
Another PS news is PSNow gift cards are being pulled from the UK stores.
No more PSNow for the England.
All right, Jordan's coming in.
I figured it out.
What's up?
So, VR2, one of the first games that they're going to be giving is Horizon Call of the Mountains.
Yeah, I know that.
Play this VR game in Aloy's world.
Yeah. It's a Horizon Zero Dawn. We needed a price point.
I know. They don't have that.
Okay.
Damn, he was just on his own adventure.
I know.
They do have Horizon.
Yeah, no, they're dropping Call of the Mountain with it.
That's fire.
Yeah.
So, what does this mean?
PSNow gift cards?
Yes.
I think this means because the rebrand is coming. You know that they got the Project Spartacus, which is supposed to be a Game Pass like thing. Trying to wrap PSNow and PS Plus into the same service. I think that's a spectacular move. I think this is just the first step in that. Going towards, I don't know how fast we see this. I think probably summer this year, something like that. We see in the next State of Play, PlayStation come out, maybe at the E3 digital event, which we'll talk about later.
I'm excited to see PlayStation try and compete.
Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna win. I don't think they can do it, but I want to see them try.
Yeah, I do want to see them try as well.
I saw
if they can have a good PS version of Game Pass.
Yeah, at least something like usable. I saw a tweet from Arlo, and I don't watch any of his stuff or
Me
anything,
neither.
but he posted about finally getting Game Pass on the Xbox,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "Man, Game Pass is just filled up with crappy games, whatever." And then like that was a quote, and then he goes on, and it's just a picture, and it's 45 games downloaded, and it says waitlist,
Yeah.
and it's like, I now have hundreds upon hundreds of hours of games that I want to play.
So good. Game Pass is amazing. Speaking of Game Pass, Rainbow Six Extraction is in Game Pass day one, and Ubisoft Plus is also coming to console.
Not what we thought.
It's not what we thought. When this Ubisoft Plus
bamboozled.
news originally dropped, we thought Ubisoft Plus was getting wrapped into Game Pass.
It was the best press Ubisoft had gotten in years.
I know. We had the EA Play coming into Game Pass and all that stuff. So we thought Ubisoft Plus was also coming. I was like, bro, Assassin's Creed, all those are going to be dropping on Game Pass, plus Rainbow Six Extraction day one. This is fucking insane. No, actually, psych. They had to come back a few days later and be like, hey, actually, Ubisoft Plus is just coming to console, and you could buy it as a separate service, but Rainbow Six Extraction is coming day one. They shouldn't have dropped these news at the same time.
No.
If they had dropped news, Ubisoft Plus coming to console, I don't think there would have been a mix-up. But the fact that...
Because I think the Ubisoft Plus thing overshadowed the Extraction thing, and then, so everybody was paying attention to that, and then that got nixed. And then people were like, "Oh, nothing's happening."
I think they were I think it was in tandem. I think because of the Rainbow Six Extraction, people were like, "Oh, this is coming day one. That means all this other stuff's coming to Game Pass." So we have all this shit coming to Game Pass, and then they were like, "Nah, son."
Because I feel like I remembered the Ubisoft Plus thing more than I remember the Extraction thing. But I would be more excited for Extraction. They should have just done
Extraction
it
January 20th coming out, day one Game Pass.
I'm sorry, I might play it a little.
Yeah, I mean it's Game Pass, 3 players, pretty nice.
But,
I'm kind of excited.
Comes out soon.
Yeah, Arceus is raw. Yeah,
you're gonna lose.
I shan't be playing that.
I will be 100% in that game.
Yeah, you'll be locking in.
I will be hours. I can't wait to hear that it takes 120 hours to complete.
Could not all be me.
I'm excited.
I don't know. I watched that. Well, I guess we could talk about it now since we're already here.
What's that?
Just the fact that they dropped that gameplay. That big gameplay deep dive on Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Legends Arceus.
15-minute gameplay trailer deep dive.
I think it confirms what you.
No, it definitely confirmed what my.
The more Monster Hunter.
Yeah, that is.
To it.
Yeah, that it's a little. It's open areas.
So the
stuff
thing,
like that.
The thing that I like is that I'm getting quests for Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like it's like go catch 5 Weasel.
Yeah.
Most people would hate that because they're like, I catch 1 Weasel, I don't need to catch another.
Yeah.
Me, I'm like, you want me to catch 5 of the same Pokemon?
Mm-hmm.
Deal. Sign me up. Like I heard you need to complete. You actually need to complete the Pokedex. Get some post game content.
Yep.
That sounds awesome. I love that. I think this is going to be a great game for me. I think the combat actually looks cool. The animations.
Yeah.
Like when your Pokemon uses like attack or something, he's actually running up and tackling the other Pokemon.
Yeah.
Instead of like some bland animation. I think it looks so much better than Sword and Shield.
No, yeah, 100% visually.
I think it's a good jump. It's not like Game Freak's finally up to date.
Yeah.
They're still behind.
It's not quite where I want it.
I'm very excited. I don't think it's going to be like the Breath of the Wild of Pokemon.
No,
it's going to be like, this is a 10 out of 10 must play. But I think for Pokemon fans, it's just going to be a good game.
Yeah, it's not quite there for me. I think it will be pretty good, and I think people will enjoy it. But I still think I don't think it's gonna catch me enough. And it always feels like Pokemon Company does like the steps in the right direction, but they don't quite go deep enough. Yeah. I think what the problem is, and I was thinking about this the other day. I think the Pokemon game as a whole has just become obviously has become so gargantuan as a property that the other things, other industries, other people's jobs, from toy makers to the card game printers to people who play the TCG, they depend on new Pokemon games consistently. And so I think Game Freak is in the cycle of you can't expect them to innovate and make a crazy
because they have to make
Pokemon game because you will have to wait 3 years for a Pokemon game, and too much industry depends on new Pokemon games coming out every
and the thing
year.
is, it's like, you know how some franchises grow with you as you like. If you played a game when you were 10 and they release a sequel when you're 20, it's probably gonna have aged a little bit with you. Yeah. Pokemon doesn't do that because what they're trying to do is get new fans every game. Yeah. New generations of Pokemon fans. Yeah. And then you stay in through all the other side stuff that's attached to Pokemon.
And so I think if Game Freak could make just hire another team to focus on some side.
But that's why I think they are making a good direction, because the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remake, while not amazing, was just done by another team. Yeah. So you got your remake for the year, but that freed up Game Freak to actually innovate a little bit. So I think they're not as afraid to like. Yeah. Because they're also still, in terms of like size, they're also a small team. They're like, Game Freak is still small. They're like 200 people.
when you compare to other studios like that make those big games.
Which should
like
be.
5,
You would
6,
think
7,
Pokemon would be
people.
the biggest studio.
Yeah, but no, they keep it small, and all these other industries. Yeah, the card game, they got to come out.
The shows,
we're
toys.
we're approaching the end. Sword and Shield sets are still coming out or whatever, and here in like 6-7 months, people are gonna start getting tired of the Sword and Shield Pokemon.
Everything Pokemon is like planned 3 years in advance, right?
Yeah.
Because like as soon as they start developing the next game, they're like, okay, what's the new Pokemon? Okay, we're gonna take that and start developing it for the other stuff.
We need to make plushes. We need to make pins. We need to make movies. We need to do the anime. There's so much shit that depends on it that they have to keep making it, and so I think that gets them in this this endless cycle. And because of that, I just think I don't know if they'll. It's gonna be a while before they make a game. Like for me, I feel like before I get back in and I'm like locked. Of course, we've been playing a fuck ton of Pokemon TCG recently, and I've been enjoying that, playing the trading card game a lot. But I'm not quite there with the Legends Arceus. I do think it looks good. There's still certain things like I wish they would have just. Nintendo maybe pass some engine, maybe pass some technology shit around. That way they could have used like the shader and the rendering technology from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
just to make it look a lot better. Because when you're hang gliding in Breath of the Wild, it still looks pretty good. When you're hang gliding in Legends Arceus, it looks pretty bad. But obviously that's not what you're there for. Is like the visual fidelity.
But it should be like easily like that should. It shouldn't be as big of a problem
because
you have
virtually the same amount of stuff in the world. Your areas are smaller. They're not the huge map. They're not the huge map of Breath of the Wild.
Everything at the same time.
So the fact that they can increase that visual fidelity on that
and
level
like I understand Pokemon as a whole. You have in this game probably hundreds of Pokemon that all have very unique coding, very unique abilities and attacks, and like that's a lot more. In Zelda, you don't have to worry about that. You create one and then you there's like a third of your enemies for the map. Right.
Well, yeah, but it also just doesn't. I don't know, because you have all of that, but you got to think about like how crazy the physics engine and like interactivity technology is in Breath of the Wild. Yeah, with the way like almost everything in the game interacts with each other, it just doesn't. It doesn't make sense to me with how empty the Legends Arceus like areas look.
I feel like it's got to be because of how they develop Pokemon games, to where you develop the Pokemon first. Yeah, and like the actual gameplay world is all secondary.
But also you see that in certain cases, when you want to say that, like, because when Sword and Shield came out, there was a whole thing where everyone was like, these are all tons of copy and pasted Sun and Moon animations and textures and all of that stuff. Like it wasn't like they reused even like character animations and stuff like that. So I don't know if they're just on too high of a pace. Probably they just there needs to be a separate team. I feel like of like 350 people. That's like, hey, you take 4 fucking years and make a Pokemon game. It's crazy. While we just keep doing our own shit over here. But I don't know if they'll ever do it.
Well, that's like the Zelda method. You get like some side Zelda stuff now, and then nothing crazy. Well, I'm thinking like the Zelda rhythm game. You know what I'm speaking of?
Well, yeah, but that was just the indie team that got.
Yeah, I know.
They got the license, but Zelda.
You get drip fed some Zelda stuff every now and then.
Absolutely not. You were geeking.
For real?
You get no Zelda stuff for like 6 years, and then a Zelda will come out.
Nothing?
No, there's nothing. The only time they ever had some in-between Zelda thing was Link's crossbow training for the Wii, which was that weird-ass stationary shooting game. Yeah. And then other than that, no, there's never like anything in between. Like even because you had Breath of the Wild, and then like 2 years later you had Link's Awakening.
Maybe more the Mario method then.
Yeah, because Mario's pumping shit out. Because you got carts, you got the 2Ds, you got all that shit. Zelda's just like every 4 to 5 years you'll go to Zelda. But between Breath of the Wild and the last one, what was before Breath of the Wild? Fucking one of the DS ones. It was a long ass time.
You get the remakes.
They've only remade Link's Awakening. They've never remade.
What do you mean? Majora's Mask?
Majora's Mask not a remake.
Well, sorry, the remaster for 3DS and stuff like that.
Oh well, yeah, the 3DS, upreses. But that was like 10 years ago. Yeah. That was a long ass time ago. But Pokemon's pumping shit out yearly. Boom, boom, boom. Two a year. We're on 2 a year this year, maybe, if they come out with one in November. What, I don't think they will, man.
It depends what you consider a game.
Yeah, I don't know if they will.
Unite.
Yeah.
That came out last year.
Because they're pumping shit out constantly.
Snap. That came out last year.
Yeah. Because you had Snap, Unite, and DLC for...
And DLC.
And DLC for...
And Diamond Pearl.
And Diamond Pearl Remix. Yeah, they're pumping shit out, bro.
Yeah.
So much stuff.
I think you're right, though. They need to take some time.
Dude, if they could just make a separate team and have them
spend
like
4 or 5 years. They have to make a separate team.
No, they do. Because you take 6 years, Pokemon falls from like the most profitable thing. You don't want that. You don't want that at all.
You can't.
Anyway, staying on the Nintendo train, we kind of jumped off there. Mario Kart 9 is reportedly in development with a new twist.
The new twist means nothing to me.
Yeah, so and Nintendo could be set to release the game this year. So this is a little excerpt from IGN. According to an industry analyst, Mario Kart 9 is currently in active development and will have a new racing twist and could be teased this year. The speculation surrounding the game comes from Tokyo-based industry analyst Dr. Serkin Toto, who, when writing his predictions for the upcoming year for GameIndustry.biz, said that a new entry in the beloved racing series is on the way. Quote, I am aware Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still selling very well on the Nintendo Switch, but Mario Kart 9 is in active development, he said before saying that Nintendo could tease their next entry of the franchise this year. What's more, Toto also stated that Mario Kart 9 may launch with a new twist. New Mario Kart games regularly include twists on the karting formula, from Double Dash's 2-character karts to Mario Kart 8's anti-gravity sections.
That's funny. Those are literally the only 2 twists I can think of off the top of my head.
Mario Kart 7 had the hang glider.
Maybe you can do something cool with items.
Yeah, the one that had Double Dash had the double items too.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mario Kart 8 does as well.
Yeah.
You can double up on items.
Double items. I don't know. Mario Kart 9, will it get teased this year? I don't believe this shit. I think this person's capping. I think this person is capping. I think they wanted clicks. Mario Kart 8
like
sells so much fucking cash. And so you'd be like, oh, Nintendo, make Mario Kart 9. It would sell gangbusters. But Nintendo don't do that shit.
No.
They never do that shit. Where you're like, Nintendo, you could spend 5 years saying fuck the art and let's just be a corporation to make cash. Mm-hmm. And I would fucking love it. I would love it so much.
Because you would just get good stuff.
I would just get good stuff constantly. But instead, they're always like, let's switch the formula. Let's make some weird spin-off shit. Let's take that game that we know everyone wants and would probably have a 100% retention rate on the console, sell 1 copy per console, maybe even more. And let's not do that. And let's instead make Mario Rabbids.
It's crazy because I feel like it's got to be the game directors, right?
No, it is. I think
because Sakurai,
yeah,
obviously Smash was an amazing love project.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It's one of the best games ever.
They could pump out more DLC and make schmillions.
But like that was a passion project. You can tell watching Sakurai direct. Yeah, and he's leading that project.
I think the heads of Nintendo.
Do you have somebody like that working on like Mario Kart 9, working on Odyssey 2? Do you have someone like Sakurai who's like, this is going to be my?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think Nintendo values the passion more than the cashin'. You know what I mean? And so they're out there and they're like, hey, let's just make this weird thing. Let's make this weird thing. This Kirby thing that we're about to talk about looks cool, but nobody fucking wanted that. It's going to sell okay. But there's just certain things that you could, re-putting the HD remaster of Wind Waker on the Switch would sell so much. Yeah. But they never do. And I think you're right. I think it just comes from valuing the creativity over making the money. I think they also
value making new fans.
Yeah, that too.
And keeping these franchises getting new fans. Like I talked about with Pokemon. Same thing with Kirby. Mm-hmm. You don't have many 5-year-old Kirby fans right now. You release a new Kirby game like this, a big Kirby game. This is going to be somebody's like, that was like one of the first games I played with.
Yeah. You ask, where's Mario Odyssey 2? And they respond by making arms, shit like that, Like they always do weird stuff, and I don't know, it's super odd. But by the way, Kirby got a March 25th release date and a new trailer. I think it's called Kirby Frontiers, right? New Frontiers? No, that's Sonic Frontiers. It's Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. This game actually looks good as shit. Did you watch the trailer?
I didn't watch the new one,
bro. Honestly, I might buy it.
You should.
It looks like Kirby Odyssey. It looks like Mario Odyssey, but Kirby. Like it looks good as shit. The graphics are super good. The graphics are super good. It's like running around in a 3D area, just like Mario Odyssey. Like it really looks like Mario Odyssey, but with Kirby. It honestly looks banging.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to buy it, and I put a note here. Kind of worried though that we're not gonna get it direct anytime soon. Because
I don't think so either.
It was a classic Twitter drop.
You got this. You had
Pokemon,
the big Pokemon, which is it's like the final gameplay trailer.
Yeah. But two big drops is just Twitter drops. I think Japan is just fucked by COVID, and I think Nintendo is just fucked by COVID. That it causes them to. I think if COVID hadn't happened, Nintendo would be having banging years.
It's kind of crazy that Twitter is considered the place to drop your news.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
That's what they do.
It is what they do, and I think it's just because COVID has made things so you can't predict. Like, will this game release this day? I don't fucking know. Like, I think it just completely fucked up their workflow. Mm-hmm. And that's what a lot of people are saying, is that just Nintendo's workflow and Nintendo's like the production pipelines and all that stuff has just been completely fucked by COVID.
Yeah.
just Japanese things in general. And that's why we didn't see nothing about Kirby except the one little tease. And then they were like, okay, here's the announcement of what the game is. Also, it drops in a month and a half. You know, it's kind of wild.
Crazy.
Yeah. And they did the same thing with Origami King. They're like,
it's
okay,
crazy.
this is ready.
You tease Splatoon 3 like a year and a half in advance.
Yeah.
And then Kirby's like 5 months.
Yeah.
It's coming.
And then, yeah, it's just a 5 months out tease and then a gameplay trailer and it's out in a month and a half. It's like so crazy.
Because like Kirby's like, that's when you're star children.
Yeah.
So why is it getting such weird love? Same thing
Yeah.
with Paper Mario.
Paper Mario was odd. They were like, hey, here's a new Paper Mario. Everyone was like, oh shit. And they're like, and it drops in a month.
It was a good game. It was honestly a good game. And it was like well developed. Why was it just on Twitter
I don't know.
a month before release?
Yeah, I have no idea. And plus, yeah, and I think because of that, it's caused the Breath of the Wild 2 talk to go from maybe it releases last year to it won't even release this year, you know, which kind of sucks. Because I was hoping it'd release last year, and then I was like, spring this year for sure. And now I'm sitting here, and the whole industry's like, nah, bro, it ain't hit until 2023. And I'm like, fuck. Why? Why does this hurt? Let's stay in Japan, though. Square Enix came out with some news that's not like some cool shit like Kirby Odyssey. Square Enix president believes NFTs and blockchain tech will be a major trend this year.
I think it will be, too.
Share prices grow despite backlash. This is from Eurogamer. Square Enix president Yasuke Matsuda has published a letter in which he expresses hope that NFTs and blockchain technology will become a major trend in gaming. In a New Year's letter, Matsuda expressed that he believes what he believes will be major areas of growth for the industry in 2022, including cloud gaming, AI, and blockchain games. The latter are built upon the premise of a token economy and therefore hold the potential to enable self-sustaining game growth, said Matsuda. NFTs were met with a great deal of enthusiasm by a rapidly expanding user base. However, we do observe examples here and there of overheated trading in NFT-based digital codes with somewhat speculative overtones regardless of the observed value of the content provided, he said. Get the fuck out of here, man.
What do you mean?
I don't want to fucking talk about NFTs.
Huh?
Fuck NFTs, bro. I'm so tired of NFTs. No fucking thanks.
I agree. I'm tired. I do agree, though, that I think there's good technology there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's getting used good right now.
No, it's not. And also, I think to use NFT technology in gaming is just going to be predatory.
Yeah, right now, I don't think it...
Even not right now. Even once you put the laws in, I think it's just to soak up cash. I don't think there's any added value to the player from having NFT technology in gaming. Like, even with the baseline, because I can understand the value to the authors and the artists that make NFTs like online, with the way NFTs work for those people to get paid more, to get more recognition and stuff, and to have like digital receipts, and that's nice. But in gaming, it feels so
but also
senseless.
It feels so counteractive for how art works on the internet in general.
Yeah, sure. Like, but it still makes sense for like, I'm gonna make a digital painting and I'm gonna sell it as an NFT. And I'm going to get like kickbacks from that, and I'm going to make money from that, and this person's going to have ownership of this digital thing. Cool. Makes sense. For gaming, I don't understand how it could work in a way that's not fucking CS:GO skins. You know what I mean?
Or like hats.
Yeah, like that's a, you know, in certain games that does okay, you know, Overwatch is not as predatory, but even still in those senses, like loot boxes and stuff have become so predatory. I don't think there's a way that NFTs could work in games besides being a way to get people to spend as much money as possible off of this idea of ownership, but it's still not be any addition. Because like CS:GO skins, it's not adding anything to the game. It's just gambling pretty much, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the only way NFTs in games will work. I don't think, even when you get laws around it, and even when you start fixing some of the predatories, like the predators out there, the people who are grifting people, pyramid scheming that shit, you know what I mean? Scamming people out of tons of cash. Even once you start putting laws in and that stuff starts going away, I don't think this adds anything to games where you're like, oh, dude, this is cool. I think every time you're like, fuck, man. It becomes the new loot box where you're like, damn, Battlefront 2 would have smacked, but instead you made it pay to win. I think that's like the only thing that NFTs will do to games, where we'll sit there and every time a game says that they add NFTs, once NFTs have been cleaned up, we'll be like, shit.
Yeah.
I just don't see it being good.
I think the technology is interesting. I think there's a potential for it to be used in interesting ways.
So do I.
That's all I'm saying.
But I just think in gaming, we'll always groan. We'll always groan.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think
I
think the first ways it's going to be used is going to make you groan, because it's always the people who hop on that stuff the fastest are trying to make money and dip, usually.
Yeah. No, that's what's happening.
That's what you always see.
You seen the stuff with Troy Baker? You know. Which honestly, the Troy Baker shit, we can talk about it right now.
That's so weird.
That shit didn't make any sense. So it was the voiceover NFTs, a way to NFTize your voice, so people could use AI to synthesize your voice. That made no sense to me for Troy Baker, because Troy Baker supported a thing that inherently made him useless.
Yeah.
You
can make Troy Baker say whatever you want.
Yeah, so Troy Baker, he supported a NFT thing, and they were going to make Troy Baker NFTs that were supposed to be like a voiceover thing. So you could go through the NFT company to have Troy Baker voice act in your game by using an AI to synthesize his voice. And he supported that, and he was peddling it online, and obviously people shat on him, and he immediately came back with, oh shit, bro, I didn't know, which somehow continues to happen on the internet, where people come in, they drop an NFT thing, everyone says, hey, fuck you, and then they're like, whoa, I didn't know. I don't get how people still are like this continues to happen.
Because I don't think you need to know about NFTs right now. Most people don't. And so if some guy comes to you and is like, we have this really cool idea.
Is Troy Baker getting shilled? I think it's probably what's happening.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what it is for most people.
Because he's like, that sounds kind of cool.
There's this really cool thing right now. Where you can kind of like sell your art online, and like you can actually confirm that you own it.
And so he didn't do no research and was like, sure, that sounds good. And then everyone was like, hey, you dumbass. And also, but that one specifically didn't make any sense to me, even if he didn't do enough for the research about NFTs, because he was directly supporting something that took his job away from him.
Yeah, it seems weird for voice act.
You know, that's like McDonald's workers going on strike so people will install fucking kiosks. Like, you don't want to do that. You want them to not have the kiosks so you can still work. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you're just going to go through your NFT thing and you're going to run out of work.
I understand the usefulness for artwork, even though I will never fully understand it. I understand how the argument can make sense. The voiceover one just does not make any sense to me. It just, I don't know, man.
I'm so tired of NFT talk, man. And a lot of times... And because we had this conversation with Pablo a few weeks ago in the Discord, shout outs to Pablo, and it was a nice conversation. Obviously, Pablo was more NFT supportive, but he was receptive to the things that we were saying. That because we said the same things to Pablo, we were like, "Hey, this technology is cool and can be used for inherent good, but in the current state, it is almost exclusively predatory." You see things from like the Bored Apes and the Goobs and stuff, and that shit's dumb, right? Inherently, because it's just a bunch of people that got together. They drew up a bunch of assets. They threw it in a randomizer, and they said, hey, you give us all this money, we'll give you a random one of these, and hopefully you get rare ones.
And you'll get invited into a special Discord.
The Yacht Club.
You are one of like 2,000.
Yeah, it's just a wealthy person's way of being able to show that they're wealthy online. But a lot of times you see these smaller ones like the Goobs and these like this cat one and the other shit like that, where it's just trying to get people on the lower level to invest a couple of $1,000s in to hope to hit it big. When 9 times out of 10 you're not going to hit it big because nobody gives a shit about these things. You're only going to resell them to people on the inside. So currently on the current state that it's in, a lot of times it's just used as a way to shill money out of fans, like influencers using it to shill their fans, to just shill money out of people, or to move dirty money around, which is a classic art world thing. You can't really get on NFTs for that. But it's really just a way to get people to buy into the idea of hitting it big. You know, when you see that a Bored Ape was sold for $2.5 million, and you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna buy a Bored Ape for $10,000. I'm gonna buy a Bored Ape for 1 Ethereum, which is like $18,000.
And you see this happen, and it's not just an NFC thing. It's like everything, bro. We saw it with Pokemon last year, where Logan Paul, whether intentional or not, blew up the Pokemon industry. Which I don't blame him.
I understand, makes me slightly hypocritical, you know, but it's not. That's what.
But you're not in it for the.
I'm not in it for the money
value. My
cards
have this much value. Yeah, I'm sitting on this.
The other thing is, you know, Pokemon Company isn't peddling it as a way to hit it big. Right?
Yeah,
you could hit it big.
Pokemon's like, we're trying to print as much as possible.
Yeah. I could pull an Umbreon alt art and hit it big, right? Yeah. From Evolving Skies, or Rayquaza alt art and hit it big. But that's not what Pokemon Company is. They're not saying, hey.
And they're not numbering. There's only 2,000 booster boxes of this.
Yeah.
You make sure you get your box.
Yeah. No, they're not doing that. They're trying to print as much as possible. But with the Bored Apes, they're like, hey, we only have so many. You better get in. You want to resell these. That's what those are being peddled for. It's exclusively to make cash. It's not for the art. It's not for the creatives. It's not so people can get recognition. True. It's to make cash. I want
somebody
problem.
to post an NFT that I like. Like, I understand. I'm on the hating side of NFT on Twitter.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'm on Crypto Bros taking L's.
Yeah.
But if somebody showed me like, hey, look at this cool NFT I got, and it was actually cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I wouldn't be such a hater.
Reminds me of that guy. Somebody hacked me all my apes are gone.
All my apes.
That was my kid's college, my mortgage. That shit was so funny. So sad for that guy. Sorry, but Jesus Christ, man. Like it's just ridiculous. You got to be careful out there. You got to be careful out there. You don't get got. You got that financial advisor guy who always is financially advising people. He's also the dude that's like, don't be a beta. You know, those type of guys.
Be a Sigma male.
Yeah, be a Sigma male, Sigma Alpha, whatever. He's like, hey, when you're talking to a girl, make sure you turn, you don't ever cross your leg. It's a fucking weird guy. But he's also like a financial advisor guy, and he did NFTs, which were just his little doodles on paper. Dude made like $16 million selling his NFTs. He's like, oh, this is cool, man. This is great. No, he shilled his fans for cash with the idea, because it's NFTs, that they could resell those for a lot of money, which they can't.
Yeah, it's using false scarcity.
Yeah, scarcity
to just drive up prices and make quick bucks.
Hate it.
Flip it.
Piss me
off. And then somebody eventually ends up with it, and the price drops.
Yep.
Terribly low. It's been
sucks.
I mean, it was a thing with crypto too.
Yep.
Watching like Dogecoin and Bitcoin. Like I was on Dogecoin back when it was like cheap.
Yep.
And I was like, this is fun. Let's all get some Dogecoin.
Yeah, because
let's all put in $20.
It's a meme.
And we all made good money.
Yeah, I made like $90.
But by the time we started blowing up on Twitter, it was like 50 cents, right? And then people were like, bro, you got to get in now.
Yeah.
And it was just so people could flip their money super quick.
Yeah.
And then you have all these people ended up like, I put in $10,000 and now I have like nothing.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because a lot of times it's blatant insider trading, blatant market manipulation on a lot of those things. Yeah. That it kind of blows my mind that so many of it's just rich people getting away with things to get more richer. Yeah. Which is like, this shit fucks me up.
It's so many things combined. FOMO, supply, demand,
hate it all.
Scarcity.
So you know, and that's where the thing comes in. And that makes me think. Are we just hitting that age where we start to reject all new things?
No, I don't think so.
Are we boomers?
Because the technology's cool. Yeah. The technology's cool.
Sure.
I don't like what it's being used for.
Yeah, I don't either. But it makes me look in the mirror. I look in the mirror and I think to myself, am I just becoming my parents? You know.
And you haven't convinced me that it's cool yet, because the apes suck. They're ugly.
Fuck the apes, man.
So you haven't convinced me they're cool. The clips I see are like some dude trying to convince Tarantino to sell every clip from one of his movies. Yeah. I'm like, what's the point there?
Yeah.
Like, what are we creating? What is cool here?
I also have an inherent tie to tangibility, right? If I'm going to invest in something like Pokemon TCG, I can go grab my cards. It feels weird with the NFTs, which I get is the future, the metaverse and shit. People buying plots of land for millions of dollars in the universe, in the metaverse. Yeah. Feels odd. That blows my mind when you talk about it. People selling digital land.
The metaverse is so weird to me. I'm not
land.
I'm not excited for the metaverse.
No, because you turn the clock back 5 years and you tell me that shit that you could buy land in a virtual world, I'd be fucking stoked. But for some reason now that I'm in it, I'm like, actually, I reject all of this.
I know why I'm not excited about it. It's just because it's Zuck.
Yeah,
it's just Zuck's the big Zuck world.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't want to live in Zuck's world.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, E3 is going to be digital only, by the way.
Yeah, I know anybody could guess that was happening.
Yeah.
People were like,
people are speculating that E3 is not happening because they haven't said a lot of things. They haven't worked with a bunch of devs. Are like, hey, they haven't even reached out to us. And also, they came out and said E3's online only because of COVID again, because of the Omicron variant. But people dug and found out that they never even called the venue like 6 months ago. Yeah.
I think I could definitely see it not happening at all. I think they don't want to.
You know, Jeff Keighley dominating the summer with Summer Games Fest again. Like, you know,
didn't he announce it the same day that came out?
Yeah, probably. But he did it. He did it last year. He came in and swooped and went hard. That was a good event.
Jeff Keighley is kind of running stuff. I could deal with some more. I like Jeff Keighley, but let somebody else handle the summer. Him handle the Game Awards.
Bro. I think Jeff Keighley is the Messiah.
He's almost. But I think we've almost gone past Messiah.
Nah, bro, because he's the only one who can go to different gaming companies and pull them all together on a stage like that nowadays.
He needs to introduce.
Where did the big three stand on stage, bro?
He needs to introduce a protege.
Sure.
I'm tired of seeing Jeff Keighley all the time.
Okay, you're tired of seeing his face.
Yeah.
You want a front man.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, okay. Jeff Keighley, you're running too much.
Sure.
I'm seeing you too often.
You Jessica Joe.
You went from humble beginnings to now. I see you too often.
Yeah.
Introduce a protege. Let me see somebody else running the summer game. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, but you know, I don't know. Who got big three to stand on stage together, bro, and shake hands.
No, it's cool.
It was fucking Jeff Keighley, bro.
Jeff Keighley's great.
He's the Messiah.
I just need a little less Jeff Keighley.
I'm a prophet.
I'm cool with what he's got.
Yeah.
I just need a little less
of
him.
That's it for this week in gaming. No, it's time for this week in gaming. That was it for this week in gaming news. There's 2 weeks in gaming news.
2 weeks in gaming
We didn't do 2 weeks of this week in gaming because I didn't want to do that. So
Man wrote the whole doc and then was like, nah, just
no, fuck that. Anyway, this week in gaming, so we talk about the historical releases in this week in gaming. January 17th, Ico came out in 2012, and Dragon Ball Kakarot came out
2 years.
2 years ago in 2020.
What did you say? What did you say?
January 18th, Little Big Planet 2 in 2011. January 19th, nothing of note. January 20th, a year since Hitman 3.
Hitman.
January 21st, Resident Evil 2 in 1998.
I like how it just says Resident 2.
So, my bad.
You didn't put Resi.
No, my bad.
It just says Resident 2.
Resident 2. Skate 2 in 2009. And Tim. 2 years since Tim. That game kind of showed up and dipped.
Dude, I saw somebody streaming on Twitch. They had 16 viewers.
Damn.
I hate to see it. Tim. Yeah.
I played
false
it
promises.
and refunded it. January 22nd, nothing of note. And then January 23rd, Subnautica in 2018.
That can't be right.
Yeah.
That is not right.
4 years ago?
No way.
4 years ago?
No.
Since Subnautica?
I think it's longer.
Well, because Subnautica came out in early access first for like a year and a half.
Okay.
That's 1.0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, you're good.
That's fair.
Now it's time for what you've been playing, which I've been playing a lot. Let's start with you. What you got?
Well, let's start with what we have in common here. Wordle.
Yep.
Wordle?
I'm playing the fuck out of Wordle, bro.
Wordle bangs.
Yeah, dude, it's hitting. So Wordle was. Do you know why Wordle was actually created?
Because the dude wanted to create a game that his wife could do daily.
He coded a game so his wife, because he noticed that his wife liked crosswords and stuff like that. So he made an online game just so she could have a thing with an AI that picked a word so she could guess it, and then made it, and then somehow that got out, and now everyone's fucking playing
it's a great thing too. I know that had to be a simple game.
No, it's great.
The coding behind it is 5-letter word.
Yep.
And you just have to code how to.
You got six tries.
It's so good.
You can just code an AI to pick a random word from the dictionary.
I think I've lost once. I have
lost a singular time.
It is so fun though.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's a good daily thing to get in and I'll be like, oh, you look at people's little blocks and you're like, oh shit, so they got the yellow. Oh, they got this letter on their second guess and stuff like that and try to guess what the words are.
How did they guess that?
The sharing, the way they use the sharing is one of the reasons it's so big.
Yeah.
The ability to share it with just a little box emojis.
It's instantly spoiler free.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good. One of my favorite questions to ask people is what their starting word is.
I do a different one every time
I hate it.
in hopes that I will get it on first try.
But how is that logic not any different than me using the same word every time?
I don't know, man.
I think statistically.
I think it's statistically the same. It's probably
you just have to make sure you never use a word that gets repeated.
When you use the D.
So like, what was yesterday's word? Like Abby.
Yeah.
That was a word a couple days ago.
Yeah.
If you'd have to remember to never use Abby.
Yeah.
And say we're like 3 months in, you have to remember to never use 90 words.
I could do that. I think I could easily remember not to.
But that's easy. But that's so much more work than just me
using
trash every day.
Trash
is such a good word. You get some good ones, and then the backup's lemon for me.
Yeah.
I get lemon.
I use it
so I get 10 letters.
And I'm like, let's hit that shit. Let's try to guess it in one try. I guess if you did the big maths, it probably actually like because you know how probabilities work, they're not like how you think they work. It probably like weighs one way or the other. Like it's better.
No, but I think it's got to be the same every time.
Like when you do the big maths.
Yeah, I think for us it's the same every time. As long as you don't like repeat a word that's already been used, I think you're fine. Wordle's great though. If you haven't tried it, don't go to Wordle.com. That's not a thing. Just go to Wordle on Google and then look for it.
It should be the top one.
And it's only one a day, so you can't get addicted to it, but you can be addicted to it and like get up at midnight 01 and do it.
Do your Wordle. Yeah.
But it's just fun.
It's fun.
What else have I been playing? Halo.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy, the Halo gods gifted me.
Yep.
They said, hey, this week's ultimate challenge is that same emblem you've already got for your armor and your gun and this other thing, but we're gonna give it to you a fourth time so you can put it on your Warthog.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't think I will.
Yeah. No,
and so I was like, I'm gonna play the campaign.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's good, bro.
It's hitting.
Yeah, dude, I told you.
And then like,
I told you.
When you get the gun upgrades, like you upgrade that shotgun.
Yep.
You feel like a badass dude. I'll go into any mission.
Those little alternate.
And I'm playing on heroic, so it's a little hard.
It's a long shot in Mini 4 for me.
I have to play so well. The what?
It's the regular machine gun, but called the long shot. It's more
I don't
accurate.
think I've ever used that.
Nah, you get it towards the end.
I'm pretty close to the end. I'm on like the final three missions.
It's in one of those like linear
missions.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I haven't used that yet. I always run the BR and the shotgun.
No, that's a schmoove. And then occasionally pick up a rocket launcher.
I don't.
I occasionally do. Like if there's like some big dudes, some hunters or something. There's a rocket launcher. I'll pick it up real quick. Launch the rockets. Immediately grab my shotgun.
Dude, I gotta say, I've done some crazy stuff.
Yeah, no,
in this game.
Yeah,
because I
that
have
grapple hook, bro.
I need to schmooze. If I stand in place for 2 seconds, I die.
Oh yeah. Why are you
On
on heroic?
Yeah,
I just played on normal.
Yeah, no. If I stand in place for 2 seconds, I die.
I just wanted to feel like Chief.
But I wanted to play like Chief as well.
Sure.
So I'm constantly grappling, moving. I'm like punching somebody while I'm flying.
I still died a decent amount on normal though.
Dude, I die often because like I'll be in a wasp and I'll just be like killing like 4 dudes in front of me, and then just a skewer comes to the right and I die. Yep. And it's like, okay, well, time to restart.
Sometimes there's some dudes hitting you with some long ass red plasma shit. It's like,
and it don't make sense.
Yeah.
I will say the one thing I found weird is like how the difficulty in like some of the bosses does not correlate.
No, it doesn't add up. No.
Like some of the bosses I fought were so easy, but then like I think it was Bassus. The one where like you're taking down the mining rig, and he like you're like
with a hammer.
Yeah,
that's just hard.
I died so many times.
The schmoove is to which I seen online.
You gotta go into the back room. Oh no, I saw this thing.
Is to move all of the explosion things into the area that he starts at the end of that cutscene. Yeah. Not really. Sure.
What
the game has a boss fight in it. No, this is a goof tactic.
Yeah, it's goof. It's not actual tactic.
So you take...
You will not actually
No, you won't do this.
If you were on Lasso, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But you take all the little explodey boxes, you put them in the area that he starts when the cutscene's over, and then as soon as that starts, you just blast it, and then he gets blown into oblivion.
Because this boss, Jordan, if you were playing Lasso, you would have to... You have to
choose
goofy.
it. You gotta choose it.
On Heroic, I nearly insta-die almost all the time.
Yeah.
And I had to do some crazy shit to win that fight. But most of the rest of them, as long as I'm not in a confined space, I can win.
Yeah.
Most boss fights because I can swing around, be Spider-Man. The collectible system's been pretty fun. I pretty much got all I can do, and now I'm in those last couple missions, and everything's linear and missable. So I'm like on my phone while I'm playing constantly, like, okay, am I in the right room?
Just make sure you don't shoot any sentinels in the last mission.
Why?
That's how you get the skull.
Not shoot anything?
The sentinels. You can shoot everything else.
But like, why?
Because there's like a sentinel. I don't know. That's just the thing. Where like if you shoot a sentinel in that mission, the skull won't be there.
Okay, I'll just read ahead.
Okay.
Because I would totally just instinctively blow up everything.
Yeah, no. When you see the sentinels, just dip.
Yeah. The campaign story,
it's good. It ramps up in those linear missions. It ramps up hard.
Yeah, at the end, it starts to pick up. I don't remember a lot.
Damn.
I do not. I need to go watch some videos.
Yeah.
Because like,
oh, you mean from Halo lore?
Like previous Halo.
Okay.
Lore. I remember.
I could learn you.
Because I be watching stuff and I'm like, this is supposed to mean something to me.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot.
There's a lot. I can tell you some.
Yeah, you could fill me in or I'll watch maybe some. It's but it's really good. I'm excited to finish it. My goal was to finish it before Arceus, and I'm gonna do that.
Anything else?
I think that's it. I've just been really getting in on that.
So I went through the ringer and I played a bunch of shit.
Oh, sorry, Super Autopets.
Super Autopets, yeah, you've been playing that a lot.
Yeah, that's good.
Fun.
I've been trying. I got Noah to play it. He hates it.
I've been going through the ringer, playing a lot of just random Gamepass shit. So of course I got on the Pokemon TCG, but that don't really count here. Exo One, the little marble game where you're like a little marble where you can change the gravity to like. It's it's one of those games back in the day where you'd hold the screen and you'd fall fast and you'd try to hit like the little loop. You'd hit like a little curve.
Yeah.
It's like one of those, but in 3D, like weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. I stopped playing. I played it for a couple hours. Didn't really like it. The Pedestrian. The Pedestrian. That's that puzzle game.
Yeah.
The little stick man puzzle game. Played that for about an hour.
Okay.
Hopped off. Unpacking. Played that for about an hour and a half.
Hopped off.
AJ played a little bit. Hopped off. Unpacking's cool though.
Yeah.
You just unpack shit. It's pretty therapeutic.
Okay.
Pretty therapeutic. I like it. The music's good. There's some like fun little stuff. You're kind of watching the evolution of someone's life. It's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Played of course Wordle. I think that's of all the stuff besides Death Stranding, which I decided to download because everyone was like, "Hey, you should." I was like, "What should I play?" And everyone was like, "Play Guardians," and then I was playing Death Stranding.
You didn't listen to a single person.
And then I was playing Death Stranding. So I don't know. For some reason, someone was talking about Death Stranding on like top 10 game of the year list this year because they played Director's Cut for the first time, and they were talking about it. And I was like, you know what? I never played it when it came out. I really want to play it.
The thing is, I can't be mad that you're playing Death Stranding because I think it's where I want you to play because I want to play it as well.
It's good. I like it. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's a 10. I'm gonna sit here and say it's awesome. I haven't got to like when I get guns and shit.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it because you know me. I like the pondering. And that's what that game is, man. A lot of just walking down the road, and you get some packages, you toss them on your back. Yeah. You got to make sure your weight balance is good. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like when you think about the game as like just what it is, you're like, This is weird. I don't know why Kojima made this. It's like weird cosmic horror shit. There's like all kinds of weird stuff in the world with like ghosts in the land of the dead and like just all kinds of weird shit. When people die, they explode. It's fucking weird. Kojima, you know.
Yeah.
But in the parts where you're just walking, he has like licensed music in it. Sometimes like Khalid started playing, and I was going down a mountain. And I was like, you know what? This is the shit.
Yeah.
I'm just walking down the mountain to this Khalid song.
When I look at it, it just looks like a cool game.
No, it's cool. And you're like, you start to fall, and you gotta like lean your weight back to the right, lean it back to the left. Yeah, there's like some dudes that there's dudes that are addicted to stealing packages in the world. They're called mules. Can't remember what that exactly stands for, but they get a rush from stealing packages, and it's like a whole thing.
They're the porch pirates.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like a whole thing. Like in society, when it was like this whole weird explanation. There's a dude in the game called Dead Man, and then there's a dude in the game called Die Hard Man.
Guillermo's in it.
Yeah, Guillermo's Dead Man.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the medic.
Yeah.
And then Die Hard Man is like the right hand man to the president.
Yeah.
Yeah, super weird.
It's cool.
All the names are weird. Like your name's Bridges, which is like funny because you're like trying to bridge America together.
Yeah.
It's like kind of odd.
A little on the nose there.
Yeah.
Everything's on the nose in that game.
Fucking.
It's either on the nose or makes zero sense.
What's his name again?
Norman Reedus?
Norman Reedus is in
Yeah,
it.
he plays Norman Reedus.
Mads Mikkelsen's in there for some reason.
They took out the Monster Energy, though.
Yeah, no Monster Energy anymore. In the
Kinda
director's
sad.
cut, it was probably because they only did that for the first game.
Yeah.
I bet the first game still has it. But in the director's cut, it's like in-universe brand energy drink.
Yeah.
It's a weird game, but I'm actually really enjoying just walking around.
I kind of want to play it.
Backpacking a little bit.
Once Arceus comes back, you're not going to hear
Yeah,
from
there's
me.
a lot coming out this year, man.
You're
A
not
lot
gonna
coming
hear
out in the
from me.
beginning of the year, too. Sifu's coming up. Dying Light 2's coming up.
Yeah.
When's
Horizon?
Elden Ring. Horizon's in March.
Yeah.
No, February, actually.
Yeah,
It's a lot. It's deep. Anyway, time for Reader Mail. You can write into this podcast, synceduppod@gmail.com, or the Reader Mail submissions tab of the Discord with any questions, comments, concerns, games, anything, and we will read those on the show.
Yes.
Spencer writes in. Oh, what's going on?
Spency.
Oh, just screensaver. Spencer writes in. What is a video game hard out for you?
Like I'm out.
Like fuck this game. I don't think there is one for me.
No, there is.
What, for me or for you?
For me.
What you got?
It's dark games.
Dark games
In my flashlight
like Dark Souls
has a battery.
Oh, so like Outlast. So horror games. You're hard out is a horror game for you.
But like I like Resi.
You like that's not a horror game. That's an action game with horror elements.
A horror action game.
No. Action horror, bro.
Resi's pretty horror.
No, you can't, dude. Okay.
You're gonna tell me Resident Evil is not a horror game?
Bruh. Resident Evil 8 is not a horror game.
That makes World War Z a horror game.
What? How?
Frankly, Resident Evil 8 is frankly an action comedy, if we're being completely honest.
Nah, that dollhouse part is pretty horror.
That's 45 minutes. I'll give you that.
And what did I say
game.
is the worst part of that game?
Sure, yes.
The dollhouse.
I'll give you
I
that.
get too scared.
I'll give you that.
But yeah, specifically Outlast. FNAF.
I don't think I have a hard out.
Resource management horror games. There you go. That's what it is.
Horror survival games.
Yeah. Horror survival.
I don't think I have a hard out, but I have a hard I'ma consider getting out, and that's usually like turn-based combat.
Yeah.
JRPGs.
No, that's not a hard out for me.
I don't like JRPGs. I pretty much hate all JRPGs, but it's still not a hard out for me because I'm still like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna play, and then I get 30 minutes in, and I'm like, this is still ass, and I hate it. But every single time, I'm still gonna give it like a shot, you know, if I can. I'm not gonna spend 60 on a new game, but at like Game Pass or it's on sale for $5, I'll still give it an attempt.
Whatever you call Far Cry 6, that's a hard out for me.
Just Ubisoft open world games.
Revolutionist FPS.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know.
Fielding writes in.
I don't need to take over the world.
I pulled up a map and took the time to hunt down every bonus board in Forza Horizon 5. I had a pretty good time doing it. When was the last time you snapped all the collectibles in a game? That's like you every time, right?
That's me almost like literally right now with Halo. Before that, Psychonauts.
Pretty much every time.
Yeah. If I like a game, every time.
Yeah, it's very specific games for me. God of War.
I was doing it with Forza as well.
Spider-Man. Both the Spider-Mans.
Did it with Spider-Man.
I like doing it in those. All the Dark Souls games except for Bloodborne. Did it in all those.
If I like a game and it's reasonably 100%able,
Ratchet and Clank.
The only game I loved that I didn't do it for was Hades.
Yeah, because that's kind of hard.
That is a lot.
Ghost of Tsushima. I did it for Ghost of Tsushima. You know, it just depends. Like if I'm in a game and I'm getting towards the end and I'm like, you know what, I don't want this to end. Let's just go get these collectibles, man. Like I finished God of War and I was like, fuck, I don't want to.
If a game has hella missable collectibles though, I usually won't do it.
Yeah, I won't go
like
back.
Guardians has a lot of missable stuff.
I
don't want to.
Almost got every single collectible in Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, but they're like you have to start the game over to get to the next point. They didn't have like a select, and I missed one.
Stuff like that, yeah. I won't go back. But like Odyssey, when like post game I can explore the whole world and get all this stuff that
I started with Odyssey, but ended up jumping off.
Odyssey's too long.
Something came out.
It's a long complete. It's a fun one though.
Yeah.
Once you get to that, what is it? The volleyball one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That one sucked.
Yeah.
But I'll do it for about any game
rope.
I love. I was doing it for Horizon for a little while.
Yeah.
I bought that map and I was like, man, I'm just gonna drive around and get all these boards.
Yeah, that's a fun game. But the problem was Halo Shadow dropped.
Yeah, Halo came out and you never saw me.
That's what happened to Horizon Zero Dawn for me. Horizon Zero Dawn dropped, and then Breath of the Wild came out 3 days later. That's why I never finished that game.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. I never finished Horizon Zero Dawn. It's because
Wait,
I was
thought
getting.
you didn't do the DLC or something.
I was getting close to the end, and then Breath of the Wild dropped, and then I just jumped over and never went back.
But are you shocked? Like that's reasonable for him.
It's Breath of the Wild, bro. I'll watch a video recap and then play Forbidden West. I do a decent amount, honestly. But I just play too many games is the problem. Like, you play games to the completion, but you play, like, a third of the amount of games that I play.
Not even.
Because I play so many fucking games that it's just impossible for me to beat them all. Because I'm always having to play the new thing. So, like, there's going to be a bunch of games this spring that I start and don't fucking finish. Because there's just too many. There's way too many. Anyway, Lucas wrote up a follow-up question. Has there been a time where you started the trek of getting all the collectibles and then stopped because the process was so miserable? I immediately think of collecting the memento/diary entries in Assassin's Creed that fly away from you on a set path. Honestly, I like those. I enjoyed those.
Yeah, no, I like them too. And it's so cool when you can like sneakily get one earlier than you're supposed to. You can tell like I wasn't supposed to get that fast.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like there's some times where they'll be sitting up there and you can climb up and grab it and it takes
you
off.
come from the other side.
Yeah. So all I gotta say, Lucas, is get your parkour.
Yeah,
right,
come on,
baby.
bro. Get better. You're good.
Get good.
The only time I usually if I commit to it, I'll do it. The only time is if like Forza where I wasn't fully in. Or something messes up with the progress.
Yeah.
I get set back a couple hours.
Fuck yeah. Like I was gonna get all the Borderlands 3 achievements, and then one of them messed up.
I did it.
And it was a story one. Like, finish this story mission. I'm like, bitch, I beat the game.
Yeah.
I did that.
My biggest hate with Valhalla, it could have been like my game of the year. I got set back 5 hours at one point.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And then there was another, I beat the game, and I had 100%ed it almost.
Mm-hmm.
And I could already tell that some of the achievements were glitched.
Yep.
And I was like, no.
Yeah, I'm not going to do this.
I can't. I cannot. And I maybe had like 10% more things to collect.
Yeah.
But because it was like, sorry, we're not giving you this achievement. Mm-hmm. We're not going to give you this one. I was like, I'm done. So as long as my progress doesn't get interrupted, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
If I had missed something in like this last Halo mission, I wouldn't finish it.
They're going to add chapter select later.
Oh, yeah, maybe I do that. I know that's what Chance always does. Is he'll wait for the fix and then go do it.
Yeah.
Usually I'm so over it by that point.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Like, I'm like, I do not care. He's like,
yeah, it's not that they're glitched. It's just that they're missable. But they're adding chapter select.
Yeah, but like for Valhalla, they were glitched. And
Yeah,
so Chance was
I
like,
think
you can just open up Valhalla again. I was like, I don't even want to re-download it.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to be bothered.
Yeah, fuck that. Anyway, that's it for this episode of the Synced Up Podcast. We're about to start this here post show. So if you want access to that post show, you can go over to patreon.com/synced up, where for $5 you get access to that lovely post show.
Yes.
Sorry for not doing any of that last week. You know, the COVIDs, puts you back a little bit. Puts you back a little bit. But we're going to be going to the post show and going to be talking about some stuff. So we'll see you guys tomorrow if you're in for the film cast where we rank and review 2 Harry Potter movies.
You should be.
Sorcerer's
that show
Stone.
Is nice, bro.
And Chamber of Secrets.
The movie Potter.
And then we'll watch Prisoner of Azkaban. That's all going to be fun.
We should have done
so
as well
fun.
as watch the movies, play the game to completion.
The Lego games.
Okay, Lego is actually more doable.
Yeah, but the regular games
are they on Game Pass?
The Lego games, some of them. Anyway, that's it for this episode. So we will see you guys next week.
Goodbye.
Or tomorrow. Peace. Trying to hit the goddamn button.
Hit the button.
Motherfucker.
Don't wait.